Alright, here's another little problem that we run into on the TifGalop. So these little headlight guards here, obviously really cheesy, thin metal, and you can see there that the headlight hangs out a good portion from the actual frame. So I mean, if it was going to get hit, I don't know how much this would really protect it, but see how wiggly this is? This one really isn't bad, but this one's super wiggly. So this one here, whether it was in transport or not, I got about 211 miles currently on the TifGalop, and I do put it in the back of my truck, and it doesn't fall over or anything, but it might have actually leaned up against something, which put pressure on this light or something, because I pulled this frame off once, and there's a couple of, you can see them in there, little Phillips head screws that I tightened down to try to get this bracket. And this bracket, once you pull it off, it's kind of a pain in the ass because it's one piece. Then you got to line the holes up on the bracket. This hole lines up with a hole on this portion of the bracket, and then you got to get that to screw into the actual light. But these were actually pretty damn tight. I grogged them down maybe a little bit more, but you can see I still got a lot of play here in the light. So now I'm thinking I'll have to back them out, maybe put a washer in there or something to try to get this, because when you're riding, this is going to move around a lot and it's going to aggravate me, in other words, as a driver, if I see my light vibrating around in front of me. So another little cheesy thing, these were the spacers that I had to put in because the way these lights were, they were shining like way up in the trees and stuff. Really not a lot was hitting the road. So I put these little spacers in here, which I don't think that has anything to do with what this issue is, because I did it on the other light side and it's not doing that. But I did this just to give it a certain angle, because I tried to angle it as much as I could with the loosening these up and pushing down on the light. I couldn't get it to angle down anymore. I was still hitting way up in the trees. So I added these spacers on. Luckily, this bolt was long enough to actually allow me to do that. But now, like I said, this little aggravating problem here, the light jiggering around, I'm thinking I'm going to have to add some kind of washer or something in there to make this more sturdier. I haven't even priced these lights yet or whatever, but I'm assuming they're not super cheap. But this frame guard here is pretty cheesy. The way they did this probably was a better way than to make it one full piece like this, and I don't know. It just doesn't seem very rugged, considering this is the T88 Plus, which is the off-road version. So something else that I'll be working on will be that. If you see my other video back there, the light's probably blinding, but I had the issues with the directionals, and those are still holding up. My little jerry-rigged wire ties are still holding up for the directionals, but eventually when I crack the case on this, if I ever have to go in there, I'll try to put washers on the back there. But this is something else that I wanted to point out, that I don't know if anybody else has these little problems or not, and it's not a huge deal because the scooter still runs very well, but it's just like aggravating seeing that light jigger around like that. So alright, let me know in the comments if you had that problem, or know somebody who did and what they did to fix it. Cool, thanks. Be safe. Bye.